Those who try to hype the importance of Olympic tennis often claim that Djokovic would trade at least one, if not several, of his trophies for the gold medal. It is a silly and speculative argument, but you must understand that they don't have any better ones. The truth is that the Olympics are not important in tennis, and tennis is not important in the Olympics. Any objective observers will agree with this. The rest are Nadal fans. And because we know that Nadal fans don't listen to logic and reason, instead of wasting perfectly good arguments on them, in this video I will accept their hypothetical deal and trade one of Novak's trophies for the Olympic gold. The only question is, which one? Novak has won 98 titles in his career. After considering all of them, I identified only one of Novak's trophies that I would trade for an Olympic gold medal. Without further ado, let's get into it. I already explained in a previous video that Olympic tennis tournament is not a big title. But because the Olympic gold is one of the very few bragging rights that Nadal has left, it is safe to assume that his fans would not accept anything less than a big title in this imaginary trade. And I know what you're going to ask. How can the Olympic gold be Nadal's bragging right when he only has one gold and Murray has two? It's a logical question, but as I already explained, you can't use logic with Nadal fans. Therefore, we can only consider one of Novak's big titles to strike a deal. Big titles, of course, are Slams, ATP Finals and Masters 1000 titles. Let's start with the Slams. Only the most delusional fanatics would make the ridiculous claim that the Olympic tennis tournament comes even close to a Grand Slam in terms of importance. Some fringe Nadal loyalists argue that Olympics are the pinnacle of tennis. But this is the same fan base which in the 5 minutes that Nadal held a slam lead claimed that slams are the only thing that mattered. Clownish opinions aside, by far the biggest reason why I would never trade a slam for the Olympics is that Novak holds the all-time record with 24 major titles. Not only is that record far too valuable to trade away, but Djokovic could break more records with every slam that he wins. He holds 10 Australian Open titles, a record that he would extend with every new trophy that he wins there. He won Wimbledon 7 times. With one more, he would equal Federer's record of 8. He has 4 US Opens. With the 5th one, he would equal the record currently held by Connors, Sampras and Federer. And finally, by winning his 3rd French Open last season, he became the only player in history to win all slams at least 3 times. A triple career slam. If he were to win another Roland Garros, he would achieve the mind-boggling quadruple career slam. A Djokovic fan would have to be crazy to trade any of these records for the Olympics. Slams are out of the question.
I'm sorry, that's quite out of the question.
Let's move on to the next biggest tournament, which is the ATP Finals. Not only is ATP Finals the most prestigious tennis event after Grand Slams, awarding even more prize money than majors as well as 1500 ranking points, but it is the most difficult tournament to win as only the top 8 players in the world qualify for it. There are no easy draws in the ATP Finals, which is exactly why Nadal never won it. Nadal having 0 ATP finals is proof of his mediocrity against top competition. It is extremely damaging to his already flimsy GOAT argument, not to mention delightfully embarrassing. While Nadal fans love to tease us because Novak hasn't won the Olympic tournament, which is played only once every 4 years, it is incomparable to Nadal's epic failure in ATP finals, which is played every season. Novak had 4 chances to win the Olympics. Nadal had 17 to win the ATP finals. It goes without saying that Novak is the sole record holder with 7 ATP finals titles. Trading one away would mean that he would be sharing the record with Federer, which is simply not acceptable. I think that I speak for all Djokovic fans when I say that we want Novak to keep the record and for Nadal to keep his bagel. There is no way that we are trading away an ATP Finals title. Which leaves us only with Masters 1000 tournaments. Masters are also more valuable than the Olympics in terms of ATP points, prize money and level of competition. Not to mention that they are big titles, whereas Olympics are not. But let's consider for argument's sake that we would trade one of them for the gold medal. Novak has won a record 40 Masters 1000 titles. So we have plenty to choose from, but we must choose wisely as we don't want to compromise any of his Masters related records. By far the biggest of those records is the career Golden Masters, the achievement of winning all 9 Masters tournaments. While no other player could win all 9 events even once, Novak has won each of them at least twice, a double Golden Masters. As a matter of fact, Novak has won all Masters 3 or more times, except Monte Carlo, which he only won twice. This means that we cannot trade away a Monte Carlo title because he would lose the double Golden Masters. Following that same line of thought, Novak is only one Monte Carlo title away from a triple Golden Masters. But to keep his chances alive, he must keep his 3 titles in Madrid and Cincinnati. So we cannot give away any of those trophies either. Djokovic is the sole record holder for most titles in Paris and Shanghai, and he shares the record in Indian Wells and Miami. Those titles are also off the table. Rome is Novak's most successful clay tournament. He has 6 titles, which puts him in the 2nd place behind Nadal. He shares the record for most finals with Nadal, and he is the record holder for most semifinals. We don't want to mess with Rome. And finally, we have the Canadian Open. In Canada, Novak has 4 titles, which puts him in 3rd place on the all-time list, behind Lendl and Nadal. Novak also doesn't hold any records for finals and semifinals, so we might be able to sacrifice the Canadian Open for the Olympic gold. Djokovic won the Canadian Open in 2007, 2011, 2012 and 2016. Let's see which one of these titles, if any, we can afford to trade. In 2007, Djokovic beat Roddick, Nadal and Federer in consecutive matches on his road to the title. And in doing so, he became the first man to defeat the world's top 3 players in one event since Boris Becker did it in 1994. That achievement is too good to give up. In 2011, Djokovic recorded one of the best seasons in tennis history, winning 5 Masters 1000 titles in the process, which was a record at the time. Trading Novak's 2011 Canadian Open would diminish his record-breaking season, and we don't want to do that. By winning the 2016 Canadian Open, Djokovic set the record for most Masters titles as well as for most Masters finals. He also defeated 3 top 10 and 2 top 5 players without losing a single set in the entire tournament. That's too many good things to give away. And finally, the last remaining tournament is the 2012 Canadian Open. Djokovic did not break any records or reach any individual milestones by winning this tournament. His 2012 season was good, with 1 Slam, 3 Masters and ATP Finals, as well as ending the year as number 1. But according to his own high standards, it was not one of his best seasons. Furthermore, because Novak finished the year with almost 2,700 ranking points more than 2nd place Federer, he could afford to lose all 1,000 points from Canadian Open and still finish the year as number 1. For all these reasons, if I had to trade one of Novak's big titles for an Olympic gold, it would have to be the 2012 Canadian Open. All others are simply too valuable. What do you think? Is this a good deal? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.